what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're here at SEMA, and I found something that I've been looking for quite some time now. It's this vehicle right here. This is your all-new redesigned Toyota RAV4 for 2026, but as you could tell, this is the GR RAV4. But before we get into this hopefully performance-pumped RAV4, let's talk about what's going on here. So if you have been following Rady's Rides, you would know that unfortunately my father passed away. It happened back in May. That's when this vehicle was unveiled, and I had to miss that opportunity to capture the vehicle. Then they had the drive, and unfortunately because of my father passing away, I had to miss that event as well. I am here at SEMA, I'm feeling good, and I want to bring you my take on this GR RAV4. Now, we will be driving it. Don't worry, that's happening very soon. But since it's here, I figured why not? So when you think RAV4, RAV4 is that top-selling crossover SUV from Toyota. It's been a hot minute. 2019 is when we saw the last redesign, and a lot has changed in the auto industry since 2019. Now, with the way that they've redesigned this RAV4, they also have redesigned how you option it, which I think is very smart because it was a little complicated. It was almost a little stupid. Now they really have narrowed it down. But what I want to find out is, does this GR vehicle, what you find with this RAV4, being that Gazoo racing badge, does it deserve the badge? Has it earned the badge like a GR Corolla? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, I'm really digging the proportions of the GR on this particular model of RAV4. It does have a bit of attitude, which is nice. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna see the all new front end of the RAV4, specifically the GR, LED daytime running lamps, LED headlight. I like how small they're making the headlight portion, and the way that they're sculpting the housing itself really lines perfectly into their other vehicles, especially when you look at the Prius, when you look at the Camry, so on and so forth. Now, as we drop down, this portion is unique to the RAV4. Now, the good news is on the GR, you do have some lighting down here. The bad news is there's no functionality. It's just a sea of gloss black. So that to me is a major zonk. On the lower portion, you do get this nice lower splitter. It's an actual combination of gloss black with the flat gunmetal gray. But definitely starting off with a lot of attitude, but like I said, this portion and this portion is non-functional. The only part that's functional on this big massive thing here is this little guy right here. Right there, that's your only functionality. Now, as we come across the front nose, the Toyota badge sits high. I do like the way they have the hood nice and high, blacked out. The strip of gloss black, I don't know what else they could have done, but it's just a little, it's not cohesive. I feel like this is really separate from the rest of the lower portion. Now you do have the GR badge, which remember stands for Gazoo Racing. That handles all of their racing around the world and building their performance vehicles. Full functionality in this massive gloss black grille. You do have a forward-facing camera. There's that splitter that extends with a little bit of red trim there. But let me know what you think in the comment section about the face of this RAV4. I'm mild to medium on it. I'm not loving it, I'm not hating it, but we'll see what else it has. Now as we rise up, all the RAV4s are gonna get the same hood. Love the way they put those bold rises on both sides. Nice little kind of valley in the center. We come around the bend. Here's where things get a little bit better for me. I'm digging the wheels. So you're gonna have these good looking wide V-spoke design wheels. So it's a dark polished aluminum with the gloss black. You got your bright red caliper with the GR badging on it. Those aren't Brembos, they're not a performance brake, but according to Toyota, they do have a meteor pad, so to speak, a pad that's going to be a little bit more brake fade resistant and heat resistant, but it's not like a super performance caliper. just something to think about, but I do like the way it's red and it's got the GR badge. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this wheel? 20-inch wheel, tires are 235 on the width, 50 series sidewall, and this is all-wheel drive. You do have your gloss black fender flare. I guess it works because of all the other gloss black, and I'm happy it doesn't go much higher, but I do like the unique shape of the fender opening. Let me know your thoughts on that. Now, coming down the side, can't open this, but you do have your plug-in capability there. Gloss black on your mirror caps, your LED turn signals. From the side, this is still a compact crossover SUV, so it really hasn't grown that much over the previous generation, which I think is smart. Love the way the gloss black roof rails, it's almost like they're not even there because of how close they are to the roof line. And with the two-tone, it blends in super clean. One of the styling cues that I really like is how you get this little bit of a flare coming off the rear passenger door into our fender opening. And then Steven's gonna show off that bottom portion with the side sill extension. There's more of that flat gunmetal gray finish as we move towards the rear. You'll notice on the rear calipers, painted red. There's no GR badge though, like up front. And then spinning around back, good size on the quarter window, even though this is just a two-row. You'll see the split between the two colors, of course. And then when we get to the back, almost perfect. So I'm really digging the aggressive, functional roof spoiler. That looks good. It's all seamless into the black. Digging the LED lighting. Here's the funny thing, GR Sport. So I guess they're creating something that's like, you know, an R line with Audi, something like that, where it's not full GR. So that's just something to remember with this vehicle. RAV4 badge across the black. I think they should have done what they did on the 4Runner and had it blended in with the trim here in the black. I don't think that the letters need to be that silver finish. And then of course, like I said, this is a plug-in electric hybrid with that all-wheel drive. Working our way down to ground level, you do have a really sporty lower bumper area with that simulated rear diffuser. But why don't we go ahead, let's see if we can pop the hood and see what's powering this GR of a vehicle. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, I'm not gonna zonk that. Now, remember, this is a plug-in electric hybrid, but it's not like a Prius hybrid, so to speak, to get just extra fuel economy, which you will get extra fuel economy with this. They're trying to bring a performance aspect to it. So what do we have underneath the hood? Tasteful engine cover. Would have been nice if there was a GR badge there, but let's see what else we have. So you're looking at that 2.5 liter bulletproof, naturally aspirated inline four paired to 3 motors. One of the motors is out on the rear axle, so this does not have mechanical all-wheel drive. It's got a rear motor on that rear axle. We do have the direct drive transmission. Combined, you're looking at 324 horsepower, which is quite stout for a small RAV4. 0 to 60 in about 5.1 seconds. So you let me know down in the comment section, does that feel GR performance enough for you? I was hoping for something in the high 4s, especially because of the RAV4 Prime. Here's where you're gonna be a real winner, are the MPGs. So you're basically looking at, in the city, around 44 MPGs, on the highway, around 38 MPGs. And then remember, because this is a plug-in electric hybrid, on pure EV, you could do about 52 miles on a single charge. So the key to this vehicle is versatility. You get the sporty attitude, but you're getting MPGs and reliability that is second to none. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the inside and see what's special about this GR RAV4. All right guys, we are inside this 2026 Toyota GR RAV4. I know you're saying to yourself, well Joe, I'm liking the style. I like the versatility, and the fact that it's a plug-in hybrid makes sense to me. But how much is it? That's the big question. And that's where it's got me really jaw dropping. My jaw hit the floor. MSRP for this is $54,000 for a RAV4, GR RAV4. But let's see what you get for 2026. To the door panels. I do like the two-tone style, super clean, soft touch black, soft touch gray, no gloss black. The door pocket is long enough for about 4 pickles in a bag. That's about it, and a large, I would say, Mountain Dew code purple. Now going from the door panel to the dash, it would have been nice to have a GR badge, so I am gonna zonk that, or even the name Toyota. You do have your Toyota Twinkie tray in the center, Baker's dozen, of course. And then slide on in, you're gonna get your nice large 12.3-inch infotainment system, all touchscreen capability. Remember, they take the knobs off for volume so somebody doesn't steal it. Dual climate control. Look how nice the swipe features are on there. And then down below, you have your different modes, trail, snow, normal, your different drive modes to go into sport and everything. And then you're gonna have a wireless charger and then a Snickers bar holder. I wish they would have done 2 wireless chargers. Another place down here for at least 2 pounds of Skittles. We got USB-Cs on both sides, hill descent control if you're gonna go off-roading in your GR RAV4, and you do have your great camera views, which you're just gonna hit the camera button to the left of the shifter. This shifter has the red stitching. Would have been nice to have the GR badge, so I am gonna zonk that, but this is gonna control your direct drive transmission. You do get a larger space here to place things. I don't like it. I guess what you do is you actually can reverse it and make it soft. So you could actually keep it hard here. Steven would love to have his Slim Jims, but then when he's done with his Slim Jims, you could actually reverse it and put the soft touch. There's a 12 volt in here, a USB-C, and enough room to where you could put about 15 G's in cash if you hit it big at one of the slot machines here. And then the seats. I do love the GR embroidery, the nice soft touch, the Alcantara, the piping. You do have electric assist, no electric assist for the passenger. Sorry about that. That's a zonk at $54,000. The other thing is no sunroof whatsoever. That's another big zonk. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel with the GR badge. Hi guys, business time behind the wheel of this new GR RAV4. I do like down below how you have the aluminum sill plate with the Gazoo racing badge. Pedal box looks nice. Nice large aluminum brake pedal, throttle. You do have a plastic dead pedal. That should be aluminum, but you do have the embroidery of the GR logo on the floor mats. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. Power seat controls, easy to get to. Seats are comfy, they're supportive, and they actually do give you some bolstering up top for some lateral holding, which is nice. And then the steering wheel. I like the way they did just a regular round wheel, the red stitching, the GR badge, flat black on all the switchgear. You do have paddles, but they're not for simulated gears or anything like that. It's for the regen braking. And then you do have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then of course you're gonna have that digital display. Can't show you because we're sitting here at SEMA, but you have a 12.3-inch digital display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and the back seat to see what this RAV4 brings. All right guys, inside the back seat, and this is something that Toyota has always done, is great rear seat room. Remember, we are sitting on a lithium-ion battery pack because of the plug-in hybrid component of this vehicle. Lots of headroom, super-sized pockets. You could easily put some Tiger Electronics games back here. One of my favorites was Ninja Gaiden. Some people say Gaiden, some people say Gaiden, some people say Gaijin. So pick whatever one you want. If you weren't alive in the 1990s or playing games in the 1990s, I don't even want to hear from you. Now, down in the center console area, you do have your AC vents, which are nice, 2 USB-Cs. I'm impressed that they brought soft touch into the back seat. Usually they do hard plastic up top. Do the seats slide? No. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what just happened visually in front of you. I know Lori right now would be just throwing up probably. Pull this down, nice soft touch, 2 cup holders. Do the seats recline? Negative Ghost Rider. But let's get into the cargo area and see what you can stuff in your sporty RAV4. All right guys, time to get in that cargo area. We're gonna do it the old fashioned way, hit the button, nice electric assist. What I like about the new RAV4, look at how low that rear bumper area is. That means that our crossover into the cargo area is not gonna be a massive lift. Now, The cool news is you do have your GR embroidery. That's worth another 5 horsepower very easily. And if you're wondering what's the weight of this vehicle, it weighs around 4,550 pounds. Now, when it comes to cargo, the good news is that you have these large nooks, and the other good piece of news is that if you want to put down the rear seat, easy peasy, 60-40 split. The big question is, do we have a spare? Yes, you do get a spare, which is fantastic. But these are the things that we like to bring to you on Rady's Rides, is when it comes to SEMA, not only doing the amazing builds that Toyota has done, but also bringing you the products that are available now. Remember, you can get a new RAV4 as the GR, but they have other trims on top of that. But let me know what you think. Is this deserving of the GR badge? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button and subscribe. Come back for more. Definitely got to thank Stephen Flood, keeping me on the straight and narrow as my brain starts to go into a fog very early in the morning. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.